Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a little soft speaking. As you can see, we got another camera going. It's not the usual thing I do when I do a card ASMR video, but I was kind of feeling it today, so kind of see how it goes, see if you guys like it. You might not like seeing me while I do these. I might be in the way. Or you might just like seeing the cards, but I figured you might as well, try to improve things, at least give them a shot. But yeah, if you guys see me looking in any weird direction, I haven't really got this whole thing figured out yet on where I want to look for the camera versus when I'm actually using the cards and stuff. So gonna have to bear with me on that. But today we're gonna be doing a little deck profile, but this is going to be a GENESYS deck profile. So now, if you're not familiar with GENESYS, it's the new format that Konami announced and made. It's been around for maybe a month and a half, maybe. Could be wrong on that timeline, but it's a format with no links or pendulums, and it also has no banned cards. So the way that the format works is every card is given a point value. Now, majority of cards are 0 points, but not all of them. So the problematic cards, or cards that contribute to an FTK or something, they are given 100 points or 99 or something. So you technically can still play these cards. For example, I believe Shockmaster is 100 points. I've seen lists going around with Onomat cards and Shockmaster, which isn't, if you really love Shockmaster, I guess. But another cool thing they did with a lot of points is they made OTK lines, not so you can't play the individual cards, but you can't play them together. They'll make one card in at 100, and then maybe add a card that's not problematic by itself, but is problematic in the context of the OTK, is 2 points. So I really like the way they handled this so far. And then when it got announced, everyone was going crazy on the internet that Vanquish Soul Canine was completely untouched, and Konami almost immediately fixed that. So they've been very receptive to criticism, and they've been really good with communication, which is great for Konami. But I'm not gonna lie, this is not going to be my main format. I'm still going to continue to play standard, but I do think that I want to play GENESYS here and there, so I figured I have a deck built. I might as well make a video yapping, and hopefully you guys are relaxed, and hopefully you enjoy. So let me stop talking. Let's go ahead and get into it. As you can see, this is an Exosister deck profile. It's an Exosister deck. If you've been around for a minute, you know that I made an Exosister video a long time ago, maybe a year and a half ago. So I've been around the deck. I've played it a little bit before, and I figured GENESYS would be the perfect way to revisit a deck that I have enjoyed in the past, and have a way to play it. So me stop talking and let me get into it. So, of course, 3 Martha. I mean, it wouldn't really be an Exosister deck without 3 Martha. People have been talking about Exosister needing to get hit some in terms of points in Genesis. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it's this card later on down the line. Maybe soon, honestly. Then, playing 3 Exosister Ellis. Just a good card in pairing with Martha. Then I'm going a little bit lighter on the weird Exosister names. Playing 1 Stella, 1 Sophia, and 1 Irene. These cards are okay. They don't really, do things by themselves. They're just more Exosister names to get more, rank 4 plays. They're not bad cards by any means, but they're not, these are the good cards. So I decided to cut down on these a little bit. Now, with that said, I am playing 3 of this new card that came out in Doom of Dimensions. Ichika Sayori Hime is the name of this card. I probably butchered that, the way to pronounce that, but if you're not familiar with this card, I'll go ahead and read it quick, but it fits in really well with the Exosisters. Cannot be special summoned. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned or flipped face up this turn, return this card to the hand. You can only use each of the following effects of Ichiki Sayori Hime once per turn. If you control a monster with 800 attack or defense, and this card is in your hand, immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon this card. If this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 level 1 light or dark monster with 800 attack or defense from your deck to your hand, except a copy of itself. So, it gets you a body if you already control a monster with 800 attack or defense on the field. Also, when it's normal summoned, you add another one. And if you notice, all of the Exosister cards have 800 somewhere in their stat line. For these, it's all defense. So, if you don't have any Exosister cards, you can a normal summon and add a Martha or add an Ellis or something. So this card is phenomenal for this deck, and honestly it seems like it was made support for the deck, so I feel like it's a mandatory card in the deck. Now that is it for the monsters, for the engine monsters. That's not true. I lied. That's it for the Exosister monsters. We're playing 3 packs. Just basically a Rhoda. Only during the main phase, which kind of sucks, because you're playing into Droll. And Droll is, notoriously cheap in this format right now, so. But, it is what it is. It's still a really good card. Then I'm playing 1 Returnia and 1 Vadis. I really want to cut this card because it's just not as good as Returnia. But if you draw Returnia, I want to have something else to be able to search. I don't want to just lose out on the ability to get card advantage. And also GENESYS format feels a little bit slower. Not a little bit. It feels a good amount slower than current. So, honestly, having this as a follow-up, or even just being able to actually get value out of it because it's a slower format, I feel like it's still worth playing. So, I don't think you really need much more than that. I could be wrong though. Then I'm playing 2 Aratama and 1 Sakitama. They're just ways to get rank 4s on the board. Aratama obviously does a lot more than Sakitama, so that's kind of why I'm playing the 2 and then 1. But you do need a Sakitama to be able to get the value, so it makes sense to me to play this ratio. Then that is it for the engine of the deck, aside, from the extra. But that's it for the main deck. So we have a total of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have a total of 20 engine cards. So what that means is we have tons of room for non-engine. And you can kind of go a bunch of different ways in Genesis, but you have to be careful with your points. So this card is worth 0 points. Spell card, Monster Reborn. Now this card is okay. It gives you a body. I'll read it to you in case you're not familiar. Target 1 monster in either graveyard. Special summon it to your field. But for the rest of this turn, it cannot attack, and neither player can activate its effects once per turn. Now, Martha has the effect, if a card moves out of either graveyard, you can special summon from your extra deck 1 Exosister Xyz monster. So, this can trigger, Martha can trigger off of this when you use it on your opponent's graveyard or your graveyard. So it really just gives you a free Xyz with Martha. If you normal Martha, she gets impermed and you don't have extension, you can just set this and on your opponent's turn use it and use Martha. But the rest of the Exosister monsters have this effect. If your opponent moves a card out of either graveyard, then you can rank up. So this doesn't trigger them, but it does trigger Martha. So I think while it's not the best card, it still gives you value and it enables you to trigger your Martha. So sometimes you could end with an Xyz and Martha and this card and just use it on your opponent's turn. So it's an option. I'm not sold on how good it is yet, but I wanted to just put it in. I think it's a cool card. Playing 1 Small World and 1 Upstart. Basically, the deck was 38 cards, and I wanted ways to draw and ways to search. Honestly, this should probably be another Small World, but I just went with 1 and 1. I don't really have a reasoning for that one, to be honest. It is what it is. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And the rest is interruption type cards, whether they're hand traps or board breakers. So, of course, it's Exosister. We're playing 3 shifter. This card does have some points associated with it, but of course, it's worth it in this deck. In any deck that can play shifter, it's worth it. Not so hot take. Shifter needs to be way more points. It's this card is just absurd when you draw it. So, needs to be more points. Playing 3 Imperm, 3 Veiler. These were fairly cheap. And I could fit 9 hand trap non-engine in the deck with these. This is where majority of the points are coming from right here. So, I felt because it's less of an explosive format, the the charmies aren't worth it in terms of points to value, and then the targeted negation of these gets a little bit better, just because you don't have such explosive turns that you can actually have the chance of these giving you real value. And I wanted to include Imperm because I can use it going first or going second. Like if this is the 6th card you draw on your first turn going second, like it's still good. And if your opponent's not putting up crazy oppressive boards, using Imperm on like their main interruption or like the most problematic one is good enough in a lot of cases. So that's my reasoning for these. Then the rest are board breakers. 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Dark Hole. Funnily enough, I know this deck is under 100 points, but it's been a minute since I made it, so I'm not 100% sure on all of the points, to be honest with you. I should have pulled them up and looked at them beforehand, but I didn't. But anyway, I believe Dark Ruler is 0 points, which is kind of crazy. And then Dark Hole is like 3 or 5 or something like that. So I like the idea of having board breakers with hand traps in this format. Kind of in like a 2019 type deck building theory. Like I don't have to overwhelm them with hand traps. Like I'm not playing against Snake Eye where I need to see 3 hand traps to even do anything. But that is the main deck. That's an even 40. Let me actually skip the extra and go into the side for now. Side deck. 3 Compulse. 3 Floodgate Trap Hole. These are all 0 points. And these are like very generically good cards. And they're very easy to side in going first for these 6 cards. Like, if I'm going first, I just take these 6 out, immediately put these in, because they're generically good. Like, this is a really good card in, like, almost every matchup. And then Compulse is, like, not amazing, but it also doesn't cost any points. So, that's why I'm going with these 6. So these are, like, my 6, like, generic good going first cards. Then for more going first, Dimensional Fissure. Same thing as Shifter. If you can play it, you probably do for going first. But this isn't good to every deck. It's good into most decks, for sure. But there are some decks where it's not amazing. So you almost, like, it's not a guarantee that I'm siding this in going first. Which is why I have 9 going first options, is these aren't always going in, and I can always fall back on these 6. But, like, say these are good, I'm probably putting them in for, like, the Compulses. So that I'm siding these 6 going first. So, that's the theory behind that. You know, take everything I say with a grain of salt, because, you know, I'll be the first to tell you I'm not a very good player, so. And for the next cards, we have 3 Ultimate Slayer. Again, 0 points. Very good board breaker going second. Feel like if I see a Genesis list, it almost always has this card in it. Just generically good. Then 3 Cosmic Cyclone. Just good removal. People are playing, like, different cards than Advanced or Modern. So, like, this card isn't very good right now in Advanced. But with people playing more, like, generic trap cards or slower decks, more grindy decks in Genesis, this card becomes a lot better, so I wanted to have it in there for it going second option. Now for the extra deck, it's not finished. I have an idea of what I want these cards to be, but I haven't actually played the deck physically yet, so right now I have a 13 card extra, and one or two of them are not what they should be, so keep that in mind when I talk about these. But very heavy on the Exosisters in this one. 3 Michaelas, 2 Magnifica. This card is insane. It is such a good card that whenever you can make it, you're probably winning the game. 2 Gibrine, 2 Caspatel, 1 Soulfield. Honestly, you could just do this if you wanted. Personally, I feel like more than one of these never come up, but I had a ton of extra deck space, so I just added these two. Just I don't want to say filler, but kind of as filler. I didn't know what else to play. But there's a bunch of generically good rank 4s. But you run into some points issues with some of them, so you really could play no points in your main deck and play a rank 4 Shockmaster or something if you really wanted to. Because the Exosister cards they don't have points. So that's it for the Exosister cards. Playing 1 Exciton, 1 Aggregator. This is a Save Worm. It should not be, but I had it in my binder next to my Ulti Slayers, and I threw it in as a placeholder. This can really be any fusion you want. In Standard, because of the link, it gives you value maybe, but you really just need a fusion to send for Ulti Slayer. So this is kind of just a placeholder. This is for Ulti Slayer. You're not making it, obviously, but you send it off Ulti Slayer and get an extra negate. So this for sure is staying. Exciton's good to wipe the board if you feel like you need that, and can make another rank 4 or something alongside it. We're not playing Fiendsmith, so there's no link, so you're not making a Requiem off of this. But and then you have 2 spots, so this would be a Malong for Synchros, to send off all these layers so you have a value. This could be whatever. I'll probably put it as a what's that card called? Tornado Dragon. It'll probably be a Tornado Dragon, just a rank 4 to remove spell and traps. So yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I think I can't really do combos like I have in some of my previous videos, because I haven't practiced with the deck at all, and I would just be embarrassing myself in front of however many people watch this video. So I'm not gonna do that, but I will shuffle and do a couple test hands and just yap about how good I think it might be. That might be entertaining. On a quick side note, I do try to make these videos a little bit longer than just the deck profile, because personally, I dislike when there's a good ASMR video that I'm enjoying, and it's like 20 minutes long, and I just get into it and like start relaxing, maybe start dozing off, and then I immediately have to change it. So I try to make them a little bit longer than that. I don't know if that's something anyone else cares about, but I do personally. Not to say that some of my favorite ASMR videos out there aren't short. There are a lot of short ASMR videos that I really enjoy, so not throwing shade to anyone. Maybe I'll do a video talking about like my favorite ASMR to watch. Spoilers. I can't do anything with food or chewing. No shade to those creators, but anything with food, chewing, like I can't do that. Sorry. All right, let's do a test hand. Going first, Ellis, Upstart, Pax, Ellis, Shifter. This hand is broken. So let me see if I can play it out a little bit. So obviously, we're gonna start with Shifter to the graveyard, and we're gonna Upstart. We don't care about Droll in this case, because if they Droll us, we can chain Pax to it to add. So we draw one, we draw into a Dark Hole. This is banished. Dark Hole's not amazing here, but it could be later. We go Pax. Pax is adding us Martha. Special Martha. Because she says if you control no monsters or only Exosister monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, special summon one Exosister Ellis from your deck. So we're going to do that. Special Ellis from deck. I don't know if she has an effect. I don't remember. So I know she has the effect that you can special summon her from hand. Nope. Guess then you just really go for rank 4 here. Probably making Michaela's. Michaela's effect, which is not the banish effect. You can detach one material from this card. Add one Exosister spell trap from your deck to your hand. So we'll detach the Ellis. We don't need to add Pax. So we can go ahead and go for one of the traps. Probably going for Returnia here. You guys might notice I'm not playing the continuous spell. I'm not playing Caspatel. I don't think that card's that good, so I cut it. So this is going to give us a banish, and then a rank up. Now we could, so you could set this, and because we have 2 Ellis in our hand, I am probably just going to hold on to them, because this gives us combo next turn. Like, say this gets cleared, then we have to, like, normal summon Ellis. Ellis effect, special summon herself. Then we can go into a rank 4. So that's personally how I would play that hand. Now I'm pretty sure you could go for like another rank 4. could be here. Overlay for like one of these that adds a. Maybe that's a good idea. Hold on. Is it Jabrine? No, Caspitel. Yeah. Okay, so here we would go. Caspitel effect. Detach Ellis to add an Exosister monster. So we could add like one of the ones that's mentioned in. Actually, let's add Sophia. So we can normal Sophia. Shifter's in the grave. That is not in my hand. This is in the deck so far. So this is what our hand is. Now we get special Ellis. Now we have. Sorry, before we do that, we want to use Sophia effect. Because we control another Exosister monster, we can draw a card. So we'll draw a card. And don't affect Veiler. I didn't shuffle, so probably wouldn't be that, but we'll take it. Then we could overlay for Michaelis and Returnia by detaching Sophia. So that is probably the way you play that turn if you're a better Exosister player than myself. Because now you end on the same thing, but you drew an extra card and you have an extra body. So yeah, let's go ahead and do one more, like, test hand. I'll look and see what we get. And then I think we'll be good. Sorry I haven't posted a video in, like, a month. Been pretty busy with, like, life stuff, and the channel's kind of growing. Almost to 150 subs, which is, like, nothing compared to most people, but I really appreciate it. I'm really excited about it. For me, that's like a ton of people, so shout out to you guys. Shout out to anyone who's watching. I appreciate it. Hope you're getting something out of it. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, let's get it cut. Double of the same card. Martha, Returnia, Dark Ruler. So, this hand is still pretty good. So, let me see if I can play this out. So, we'll go Martha effect to special. Martha effect. Special and Ellis from deck. Link. Or not Link, sorry, overlay. Let's detach Martha here. To add a let's add a Sophia, I think, because we want to draw another card. We like drawing cards. There's Sophia. Add Sophia to hand. So we normal Sophia effect, because we control another Exosister card, we can draw a card, so we'll go ahead and do that. We drew an Estella, not bad. So now we can use Ichiki effect. So it'll resolve, and then we'll normal summon her. Then we'll go effect to add. Go into our deck, and we'll add probably Alice. Then we will make Michaelis. Michaelis effect, detach. We could add packs here. Don't think it's worth it. This is what I'm talking about. Why I play Vadis still. Because we like card advantage. If we drew Returnia there and weren't able and didn't play Vadis, we wouldn't be able to add. So I don't know if it actually gets us that much. So it gets us a special of 2 bodies, which we can then rank up if our opponent does anything with their graveyard, or if we do something with ours, if we special summon Martha. So like, that's pretty cool. So I don't really think we can extend much more here. So I would set these 2 and pass. So then on our opponent's turn, we could special 2, rank up, make another Michaelis with that one. So like this. Get a banish from Michaelis. And then with Returnia, we can rank up into Magnifica. And then we probably just win the game. So I feel like that's not too bad of a turn. I know I said I wasn't going to try to play out the test hands, but I couldn't help myself. So, well, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. I don't do a lot of soft-spoken videos, so hopefully they're not, like, bad. Hopefully you guys don't hate them. I feel like my whispering is like a little bit better than my soft-spoken, but I guess that's really up to you guys. So let me know, like, which way you prefer. Not that I'm just gonna do one and not the other, but I can like prioritize one, especially if I'm not making videos very often. So thanks for watching, if you're still here. Like I said, I appreciate you. I hope you're getting something out of it. I hope it's relaxing or entertaining if you're here for the cards. If you're here for the bad Yu-Gi-Oh takes, the bad Yu-Gi-Oh deck building, that's fine too. Always open for tips. But if you're going to bed, hopefully you're already asleep. If not, sleep well. If you are still going about the rest of your day, I hope you're a little bit more relaxed than you were before.